introducing another segment to Cycle with Serafina, and I'm very, very excited about it. It's called Ask Lewis, because, you know, I can't answer all these technical questions, and I'm not interested in doing that. I like just doing the writing and the fun part. So I've got Lewis here, and I want you to get to know him better and understand why I've brought him on the show, and is he qualified enough to answer all your questions? I think he is.
Hopefully. Yeah. I'll try my best.
Yeah, you're amazing. So
thanks for having me on, by the way, as well. It's really exciting. I'm quite excited to see where this goes as well.
It's very, very exciting. I think you add an amazing element to the show because, it's all the technical stuff and understanding bikes better, the types of bikes, and I think you understand a lot about even the professional riders and things like that.
Thank you. Yeah. I think I'm pretty lucky just in a way that I've just been working in bike shops for so long. Like, I've been working in bike shops for almost 10 years now, so it's not about sort of studying and trying to learn, it's more just time in the industry has taught me what I now know, I suppose. So I would say I don't think I'm anybody special. I've been a bike mechanic, bike salesman, pretty much everything to do with the bike industry. I've sort of done most of the stuff in that, and I've kind of taken little ideas that I've learned from different aspects along the way and different, I suppose, lessons, and sort of been able to put that into a company.
Yeah, this is how it's all come together, like all your life experiences and everything that your passions and everything. Yeah. And so how did this come about? How did you...
Great question, actually. Yeah, the long and short of it, I suppose, is the C word, COVID, started it. It was kind of my trampoline into the second-hand market. Like I said, I was working at the bike shop for many years. It would have been at least probably 6 or 7 years before COVID came along. Like I said, COVID happened, and then everybody was walking into the bike shops and trying to buy a bike. We couldn't even supply them fast enough. It was ridiculous is the only word that I can think to describe that whole time working in a bike shop. People would walk in with $10,000 in their hand, cash, and they'd say, "Can I buy a bike?" And my response would be, "No. There's just no bikes available."
There was just none at all.
Full stop. Like 2-year wait list for some of these bikes, 3 years for some. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Couldn't even supply them fast enough. So all of a sudden, all these bikes are sitting around in people's sheds that aren't getting used, or they want to sell it so that they can move on to their next bike or whatever it is. And there were no brand new bikes available. So secondhand was kind of the only thing that was available, I suppose. So I spent a couple of years in my spare time, like outside of work there, I suppose, helping people sell their bikes on behalf of them, on consignment, I suppose, as opposed to buying and selling. And then I just take a little cut from the final sale price. And what started off as being maybe 1 bike a month, maybe turned into 2, and then 2 turned into 4. And then I sort of kept sort of working my way up from that. And I remember I sat down with a piece of paper, well, not a piece of paper, I had a spreadsheet keeping a tally of what I was selling, how much, who for, who to, if I ever needed to get checked for any of that stuff, as you imagine. And I kind of shocked myself at how much I actually sold in a 12-month period. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm doing this with 30 minutes a week and I've made that much money. And I thought, imagine if I actually tried. So then, to cut a long story short, ended up leaving the bike shop quit my job, started working out of my house, and then I thought, oh dear, now I've got to pay my mortgage, my dog food, all the bills that come along with it. It just has to work.
It just got real. You're like, oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, what have I done? In Adelaide, I would argue that most of the market is more road bike orientated, more than mountain and gravel, although there's sort of gravel's definitely coming up.
I love that as well though, because you're then knowledgeable in all bikes. You know, it's not just road or mountain bikes or all of them.
Very, very, very good point. Road bikes and mountain bikes, yes, they're both a push bike. Yes, they've both got a frame and 2 wheels, but from a mechanical side of things, they are a little bit different. So it's good to be able to sort of dip my feet in both different types of water so I can learn a bit about each of them. I think with road bikes, it's all about everything has to be absolutely perfect. And if it's not absolutely perfect, the whole bike feels a little bit weird and a little bit different. Whereas a mountain bike can kind of take a bit more abuse, and if the wheel's a little bit out of true, you probably don't notice it because of little bumps are going on and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, I think this is possibly one of my favourite things in the whole bike shop. I've got a bunch of $10,000 bikes, but at the end of the day, this is the coolest thing I've got in the bike shop, because directly behind the camera, I've got Polaroids with almost everybody that's bought a bike in here, and it's been just about almost 12 months in this building, and I've slowly collected photos behind, which we'll show you as well. I suppose I like this because it shows organic growth. It shows that you can't just take, what have I got, 200 Polaroids. You can't just take 200 Polaroids in a day. That's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, slowly collecting them. So I guess it just shows that this business isn't just an overnight thing as well. This is it started a while ago, and it's just slowly grown. And yeah, Serafina's on there. Yeah.
I'm on the wall.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the real reason why I bought a bike off you, because I wanted to be on your wall. I love as well that you're talking about the people that you buy and sell bikes to, and you've got the story. You know every individual story. It's like it's a connection for you. It's not just a bike sale. It's a person and a story. And
yeah, exactly. In my phone, man, I have such an embarrassingly large amount of phone numbers. Because whenever I sell a bike, I'm not selling a bike for Trek Australia or for Cervelo Australia or whoever the other brands are. I'm selling it for Jeff and to Tim. I'm selling it for someone and to someone. So I've now made 2 new relationships with 2 new people that I can hopefully sort of keep there a little bit if I can. And maybe they come back for regular servicing, or they go and tell their friend, and if there's 2 people here, if they go and tell 2 friends, that's 4. If they go and tell 2 people, that's the whole idea of small business, that I'm trying to help people. And if I can help 2 people rather than 1,
yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
So, the formula N+1.
Yep, N being the number of bikes that you currently own. I think that's one of those ones that everybody knows. Yeah, exactly right. You can never have too many bikes. That's the rule. Yeah,
whatever
exactly
it is, +1.
Exactly right,
so,
yes.
So, I don't know if you want to tell people the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway, how many bikes do you have?
Let me count. I'm making this up. I think I've only got about 3 bikes at the moment, but I've got a lot of bikes here in my shop, but bikes that I actually ride. I've got my race road bike, which is a Cervelo S5. I've got my mountain bike, which is actually an e-mountain bike, an electric mountain bike. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be super happy, and a lot of people are going to be quite the opposite with that. And I've also got a gravel bike. I've got a Trek 920 gravel bike, aluminium frame, 29-inch mountain bike wheels on it, bike racks and all that cool sort of stuff as well. So really, I've got 3 main bikes that I've got, and I've got a pub commuter bike, so everyone needs one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, so not as many bikes as you'd probably think a bike shop owner would have, but 3 good bikes. So I'm happy with my N+1. Yeah. But I could always do with another one, right?
We all could.
Yeah. I've been eyeing off this Cervelo behind me. Cipollini behind me for a little while.
It's very nice. And I do wonder that it's like, in a pet shop, like if somebody brings in pet, you don't want to sell it, or the RSPC or whatever it is, it's like, oh, we'll take that home, and then you end up with all of these.
I've given it a name already. All that, yeah. I get a lot of bikes that come in here. If they're my size, I really have to try not to buy it for myself.
Actually, you just mentioned e-mountain bike.
Yes.
So that's interesting. Why an e-mountain bike and not a regular mountain bike?
Good question. I actually used to work at a big bike shop in the city, but then I ended up leaving there, and I worked at a different bike shop over on Glen Osmond Road called Wheel Ride, and they only sell electric bikes. So I was able to test ride a few different electric bikes around there, and someone's coming in here. I might quickly say hello to this person at the door if that's okay. Yeah. Everybody that comes in here gets my personal phone number as well. So it's not like you're just talking to a salesperson, you're talking to Lewis. And if you send an email, Lewis is replying. And if you want to get your bike serviced and know what happens to it, and you want to have a chat to the mechanic, that's Lewis. Everybody gets to speak to me, so they all get the same sort of experience in here as well, I think. And without trying to sound too cocky, I think I've got a half a right personality that I can keep a conversation going with most people about most things. Trying to bring it back to bikes a little bit if I can, but yeah. I like that, the whole personal experience.
Can you service them all before you sell them?
Yeah, definitely service. You can probably see in the background we've got the workshop back there as well. So every bike that comes in here, an important part for me is that they're all safe, serviced and not stolen. I think those three things probably would make sense to most people looking to buy a second-hand bike. You want to know that it's safe, i.e. it's not cracked or damaged or tyres aren't worn out or that sort of thing. Serviced, obviously making sure that the gears are working the way they should, the brakes are working the way they should, all that sort of stuff. And then not stolen is obviously another aspect. That's one of the, I'm going to say one of the grey areas in the pre-owned market as well, that it's hard to tell if a bike's stolen. So that's kind of where it helps coming in here, that you can trust all of that stuff. So
yeah, and I really like that when I came here and I bought the gravel bike, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys will see at the end of this, actually, I'll show you a ride I did the other day, the maiden voyage of that bike. But I really love that you took down the serial number of the bike. And
serial number, you get a PDF invoice, all that stuff. I was able to give you a very brief summary of who owned it before you.
You're training for a half Ironman.
Half Ironman, yes. Today is the 6th of November, so in 6 days, hopefully I'll be at the finish line celebrating, unless I'm sitting at the bottom of the ocean. We'll see what happens, but trying my best. So many months of training has come down to what's going to happen in 6 days, hopefully. So yeah, half Ironman. See what happens.
What inspired you to do that? Where did that come from?
Myself, a good friend, and my accountant. We were all sitting down one day, and we just said, that's right. We did a sprint distance triathlon down at West Lakes with the South Australian Triathlon Club, and we finished the race, and it's a relatively short distance. And at the finish line, we all just said, let's just do it. Boom. And we just sat there in that moment, all got our phones out, signed up, and it happened so quickly, and now we have to do it. So we kind of forced ourselves across that line, and I guess it's in a sense it's sort of forced me into a healthier lifestyle than I was living before. Not that I was unhealthy before, but now I'm kind of, I'd argue, probably the fittest that I've been before. So I guess it's a good achievement to strive for. Quite excited.
And how do you fit that all in, because this is a lot that you're doing, and you're running a business here, and it's 6 days a week.
6 days a week,
and you're training for a half Ironman.
I get up before the sun gets up, I don't go down after the sun goes down. There's sort of no other way to put that, really.
I think this is one of the things I love with having you on the show as well, is that it's not just, because I do a lot of the road biking, we'll now do a bit more, the gravel biking and things as well, but having the mountain bike and the downhill, and that, the segment that you have, it doesn't always need to be as well about just fixing or maintenance or that sort of thing, but you could give tips on mountain biking or even on road cycling. So
of course, I mean, I feel like hopefully the viewers at home would know that the whole Ask Lewis segment isn't just about bike mechanics. I'm not just going to teach you how to tune gears or just teach you how to fix a tyre. If you just want to know something about anything to do with bikes, if you want to know who's a famous cyclist that came from Adelaide that you might have heard of but you didn't know they were from Adelaide or something like that, any sort of questions that you can think of, obviously shoot them all through down in the comments below or wherever the messages get sent. Anything to do with bikes, I'm happy to give you as much information as I have, which is hopefully a little bit. Of course, all questions.
While we've been sitting here, you've had so many people coming in, so we've had to stop rolling the camera so many times because Lewis is very popular and people just keep coming and going.
I do live a busy lifestyle.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. I love it, and it seems like it's a real coming here. People is very connected in community, and people know you, and it's cool vibe. Yeah,
exactly right. Yeah, and that's a very good way to put it. Community and
no, you've got a great personality. You're just it's easy to talk to you. You just connect with everybody and anybody, and you can just it's wonderful. And so coming in here, it's very welcoming and friendly, and I love that. Yeah,
thank you. Yeah,
it's very, very cool. Yeah. Actually, I'm just going to shoot over to a segment now on me riding the gravel bike that I bought for the first time. So I took it for a test ride. So I'm calling it. Actually, no, I'm going to leave that. You have to keep watching and find out what I named my bike. Yeah. And then after that, we're going to flick over to our very first Ask Lewis segment. So keep watching. We'll be back in about 10 minutes after they've watched me on the gravel.
Awesome.
Doing the Ask Lewis.
Awesome. Well, see you on the other side.
Hey guys, I am testing out a new gravel bike that I just bought the other day. Check this out. So I'm having a quick ride. Check it out. Yeah, it's a bomb track Beyond 3, I think that's what it's called. Check out those chunky tires. Yay! Because I've been riding Fuji on the gravel and it's just like, nah, no. And now I've got a car, which means I can now ride out to places like this and ride only on gravel without having to go on the tarmac. So yes, so I'm gonna test it out, check it out with you guys. And I bought it from Lewis at Recycle Bicycle Sales in Adelaide. Really cool. I've invited him to come on the show. You would have already seen this because I would have done a video on it, but it's really cool. He's gonna do the technical side of things that I can't share with you guys, so yay. All right, let's check this out. It feels so different to Fuji. It's like, I feel like I sit different on it than on Fuji, but yeah, this is cool. This is gonna be really fascinating to try this. And it's got different gearing as well. Oh my goodness, this is so much better than riding Fuji on the gravel. I'm going faster because I can just ride over everything. Potholes, corrugations, I can just ride over everything and I don't need to slow down and hesitate. The only time I'm being a bit hesitating is on the corners. I don't want it to drift out. I just need to get my gravel confidence now. And yeah, even drifting across from, you know, if I'm gonna go across the middle of the road where there's often the thicker gravel, like even here, right? So here I'm like on the map, I don't need to go here, but what if I wanted to go here? I can just go there and then I can just go back over here, look, through that. See, it was fine. I couldn't do that on Fuji. I'd have to like try and avoid all of that. And you slow down and then you just, some roads you just couldn't ride, you'd have to go really slow. So it's really, I'm finding I'm riding faster because I'm not having to brake all the time and avoid everything and worry about the, yeah. But then I suppose maybe on some sections I might be going slower because it's a heavier bike. I mean, it's 11 kg. Fuji's 9 kg, so it's not a huge difference. But yeah, check it out. Do this on Fuji. This is cool. If I was on Fuji, I'd be like, nah, can't go down that road. Cool, 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 cool. Notice the trail users. Please leave gates as you found them. Move wide and slow past all livestock. Stay near fence line to avoid trespassing. Thank you. Oh, we can actually go through here. Just oh, that's cool. go along the camping trail. This has been really, really cool because I've been able to go faster in a weird sort of way, even though my average speed is quite low, but because it's all been all on gravel, like this has been 90% gravel. So riding out here, there's just all of these gravel roads. So out by, for those of you in Adelaide, Monarto Zoo, so right around here, there's just endless gravel roads, adventures. Feels so much safer on here. It's like, it's heavier, it's stronger, it's more solid. I'm still getting used to the disc brakes, so going down hills a bit so that I don't want to skid out or suddenly put them on, so I'm still feathering them and doing that, but I'm getting the hang of it. And there's something else, the gear changing actually was really easy for me. I quite like this, you know, it's, yeah, it's just really easy. Like you just, you know, just push it, then push it all the way in, and it just both sides, big chainring, small chainring, it just went really easy. So that was really fun. I'm looking forward to adventuring and exploring more on this and having the option of road and fully gravel. So big chunky tires. Oh my goodness, I need to go do some stretching and sort out my legs. My legs are like they're like, what have you done? Like, I don't know, they just, hey look, I think there's a muscle. Yeah. It's awesome. No, it's been really cool, I love it. And I've named him. It's a him, Fuji, and it's Fuji and Fredo. So I was gonna say Freddie, Fredo, Fuji and Fredo. Like Fredo the frog, the chocolate, you know, you can eat it. I was out there thinking about it, and chocolates, and it's green. Fredo.
Welcome to Ask Lewis with Serafina.
Hey everybody, welcome to the very first Ask Lewis. Now, I'm not Lewis, obviously, but he's going to answer a bunch of questions that you guys have asked us on the social platforms. So I've got them all here. Now I'm going to ask Lewis, and then he's going to answer them. And thank you guys for putting out all those questions. I love this. Like, just keep putting them out there. Ask anything. There's no such thing as a dumb question, because if you're thinking about it, somebody else will be thinking about it. All right. So here's Lewis.
Hello, everybody. Hello. All right, Serafina, shoot me some questions.
I've got a big list here.
Excellent. Okay.
All right, we'll just start at the top and then take it from there. Okay. What do I need to know before going tubeless? And this is from Chris on YouTube.
Okay. Hello, Chris. First of all, when we're talking about tubeless, there tends to be 4 different parts of tubeless that you sort of need, 4 main aspects, and we're talking tyres, valves, rim tape, and sealant. Now there's variables in each of them, but that's sort of the long and short of it. When I talk about tyres, I mean, it has to say on the side of the tyre somewhere, tubeless ready. When we talk about valves, there's a difference between a tubeless valve and just a normal tube. When we look at a tubeless valve, they look like this, where it's just a normal valve, but then obviously it doesn't lead into any tube here. It just leads straight into the air, I suppose. So again, tyres, valves. We've got some special rim tape as well, and the rim tape looks just like normal rim tape, but it's kind of a bit plasticky as opposed to cotton. So it means that the liquid can't seep through it, which will then seep through the spoke holes. So that's what keeps it airtight. So tyres, valves, rim tape, and then sealant is the last bit. Sealant is just this liquid that goes in here. It's thicker than milk, but not as thick as yogurt. It's just a nice sort of, I'm going to say thick consistency because I don't know the right words there.
Can I just jump in? I call it goop.
Goop, okay, goop. Let's go with goop. Tyre goop. And you put that straight in through the valve, and it will wash around all inside here. And hopefully, while you're riding along, touch wood, if you were to get a flat tyre and a puncture, a thorn goes in there and comes back out, this goop is hopefully what can seal up the hole from the inside while the wheel's rotating. So 4 aspects: tyres, valves, rim tape, sealant. Next question.
And actually, can I just say as well, I'm going to turn Fredo into tubeless, because it's tubeless ready, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We'll make it tubeless for sure.
And so we'll make a video on that, so we can show you guys.
Perfect.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
Yeah, for sure.
You can do all the work, I'll just watch.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
All right, so next question, and this is from Rob C. Hey Rob.
Hello Rob.
So Rob's a good friend over in America, so yeah, you'll get a few questions from him, which is very cool.
Awesome, look forward to it.
Are you a master mechanic, and if so, where did you get your training?
Alright, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I have been working on bikes for a little while. I wouldn't go as far as to say a master mechanic. I don't think I'll ever be the best. There's always someone out there that's better than me. There's always something new that I can learn. But in regards to where I got my training, there wasn't necessarily any dedicated training as such. I've been working in bike shops as a bike mechanic for almost 10 years now, so I guess my answer to that is just simply time in the industry. I've been repairing tubes, I've been fixing gears, I've been adjusting bearings and bolts ever since the start of my working career, I suppose. So in regards to training, literally just by doing it and making mistakes and having to work out how to fix those mistakes is my answer to that. Yeah, what's the next question?
Awesome. Okay, this one from Celinda on Strava. Hey Celinda, over in Canada. Yeah, is there a trick to finding the correct float with cleats?
Ooh, okay, that's a very good question. Almost quite an advanced question, I'd say. With most brands of clip-in pedal, most of the time they'll make, I think, 3 different levels of float. What the float is talking about is how much your foot can wriggle on the cleat before it actually unclips. So, looking at the float, like I said, 3 different categories, you'll find that probably 90% of people will be in that first one that has quite a bit of float. What that's going to do is it's going to take a little bit of strain off of your knee. So we're talking about how much your foot can move before it actually unclips. So if it's solid and the cleat's not set up properly, it'll feel like your foot can't move at all and your knee will struggle to sort of rotate as it should. So having a little bit of float is more comfortable, having less float is more efficient. So when you look at your high-end racing people, they'll often have a really stiff 0 or maybe 2 degree float, a very, very small amount compared to 6 or 9 like a comfortable one, but a very small amount. And it just means that all of that power that they're pushing into the pedal actually goes into the bike. None of it gets sort of rotated. So I would say stick with the more float because it's more comfortable. And as you get into your racing career, then you can start trying with the other ones. But I would say they're not all what they're worth unless you're really into your racing. Next question.
Next question is again from Rob. What is your favourite bike that you currently own? You have to choose one. What's your favourite?
If I was stuck on a desert island with only one bike, what would it be? Honestly, I've got to say my Cervelo S5 at the moment. I've worked in bike shops for 10 years, like I said. One of the things that I usually do working in bike shops is every 6 months I tend to get a new bike and I'd always sort of roll it over. I'd sell one and buy a new one and I'd always just have whatever the latest product was. This Cervelo, I've had it for 2.5 years because I haven't found anything that's as fast as it or sprints as well as it or goes up the hill as well as it. I'm sure there's possibly better bikes out there that you can buy, but in my opinion, this is the fastest bike money can buy. You see it in the Tour de France and all this sort of stuff as well, and it's won plenty of stages and overall races. On paper, it probably is one of the best bikes out there, but I like mine because I put all the pink bits on it as well, so I've kind of put my own character on it. So, Cervelo S5. Next question.
Excellent. So, this is from Sarah, who sent this message through on email. What is the most popular hill to cycle up in Adelaide?
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, very good question. For those who are not familiar with Adelaide, you've got the beach down here, then you've got the city, and you've pretty much got hills that wrap all around us. At the top of the hill, there's a place called Mount Lofty. There's a bunch of really popular cycling climbs that sort of follow like veins all the way, and they pretty well all finish at Mount Lofty, more or less. I would say the most popular climb in Adelaide is the extension of this road that I'm on, called McGill Road, which changes its name to Norton Summit. I'm sure there's someone that probably studies Strava a little bit more than me that can tell me the exact number, but I would imagine that Norton Summit probably has the most people ride up it each day of the week, would be my guess. Norton Summit.
Yeah, definitely. And I think
Yeah.
Pat Yonker, we had him on here a few times, and he won the Tour Down Under back in 2004.
Yeah.
He said it's one of the most ridden Strava segments globally.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So
Right.
yeah, I think because people come over for the Tour Down, but people come here specifically to
Yeah.
ride
Wow.
Norton Summit. So,
Oh my gosh, that's my commute.
Yeah. We're so
Nice.
lucky.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll call that a wrap. I think we've answered enough questions today. Like we were saying before, send through all your questions as well. You can send them on email as a reply to a comment in this YouTube video, Instagram, Facebook, Strava, whatever it is. Send a message to either of us,
Yeah.
and we'll hopefully dive into to some more next week, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. See you
Absolutely. See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.